Hello everyone, welcome back with a new video on new topic on Android Studio applications. Today we will learn about the drop-down menu implementation using spinners. Okay, so let us not waste the time and let's get into the application. Before creating the application, let me start with the new application here with a new project, and I'll choose the empty activity here. And in this, I'll write it as a drop down. Just make sure that you are choosing the Java here instead of Kotlin because my coding will be on the Java. Let's click on the finish and we'll be into the new application here. All right, a new project is open for me. Now let us include only the spinner here. We'll just implement the spinner, nothing else. All right. Now, so in the new XML file, so what we have a hello world always. Let us delete this hello world first. Okay. So now let us use the spinner directly. To get the spinner in the palette, go and search for the spinner here. Let me make the screen a little bigger. Right now, so let me add the spinner here by searching it in the palettes. Okay, so you can add the spinner directly to the screen, or you can also add the spinner to the component tree. Let me add here directly to the screen and adjust the size of the spinner according to your requirement and do the constraint here. We don't have a direct uh, drop down menu options in the palettes here. You can see that. So in the buttons, we have a different options. We have a radio toggle button and everything, but we don't have a drop down. So that's why we just need to do a small exercise to get the drop down values here. Right, so my spinner is ready with the small icon arrow mark. You can see down mark. You can see that it is when you click or when user clicks on it, the options will be appearing here on the screen. Now we have got the spinner here and did the constraints. So now to add the items here, so we just need to go to the strings and we will add the string values here. You can find the strings.xml file in the resources on my left side and in the values, and then there is a strings.xml. Double click on it and you will have the coding option here. Now in this, we will write array here with the different items what we want here. I'll make the screen a little bigger so that you can see the coding. All right. Now here, I'll create one string array. That is, when you start typing, you will have an option here, string array name. We'll call this as the names. We will use some names here. All right. And close it. And we have a string array closing. Inside this, now array we have created. So inside the array, we need to add some items here. Okay. Now, so instead of the names, we will call it as the colors. We will add some colors. All right. So let me take here and let's create the items here. First item, let me say this as a blue. And the second item I want to create here, that is, let me say red. And the third item, that is, I'll create yellow. And the last item, I'll create, even you can copy paste and change the values. Okay. And let us make this as green. All right, so now we have done with the items. We have included the items in the string array. Now, to get these values in our spinner, a drop down, so we just need to write some coding that is using the Java. All right, so now I'll close the strings.xml My job is done. Only thing I should remember is the colors. This name I need to remember. This is the name of an array which I have created. Let me close this and let us go to the MainActivity.java. All right. So we'll move to the MainActivity.java file and we will start writing the code here. First thing is we will create the spinner variable or an object. As we always do in our other videos, we have seen that we have created an object for the button, text view, edit text, all the things. Same way here also, we need to create an object for the spinner. I'll call this as the spn. Okay, so now we have to bind the spinner. Anyway, we have not created ID for this one. It's not useful because we are just implementing it. Let's keep the ID as a spinner itself. No need to modify the ID as of now. Now we will bind this one so that we can use it for our program. Now for binding, so I'll use this object which we have created, that is the spn equals to findViewById R.id.the spinner. The option is already there. This is an ID. All right. So after this, we will have to write some other code so that the values will come into the spinners. Now we need to use an array adapter to show the items inside the spinner. For that, I'll start writing the code here. So that is an array adapter. This is with the string values I'm using. So that's why I'll call this as a string. And the object of the array adapter, I'll create as a myAdapter. Equals to new array adapter. Okay. This is same like an intent equals to intent equals to new intent what we have created. Similar way, we will be creating an array adapter here. That is array adapter of a string. Okay, so this is an object we are creating for an adapter. All right, so inside this we will use the some attributes here. So that is nothing but a main activity of this where we want to use the uh, adapter. So that message we will write here. Suppose if you are using it in the main activity, since I am using it in the main activity, I'm saying this as a main activity dot this. All right. So now after this, I will say if suppose if you are using this statement, this spinner activation in the main activity too. Suppose if it is in the second activity or in the third activity simultaneously, you have to use it here as a one or sorry, two or three. All right. After this, we will say Android dot Android dot R dot layout. If it is not appearing, so you just need to write some of the statements here. Dot simple list item. Here you can see that simple list item 1, comma. Now we need to get the string value. That is get resources. This is with the get resources, close, and then dot get string array. So now we need to accept the string values which we have created. That is get string array. Inside the bracket, we will say array dot the name of the string array which we have created. That is colors. We have created it in the string.xml file. So this colors we need to put it here in this place. Okay. So here you can also see that option is coming up when we start writing the colors. All right. So close this line. So this is the line. Here we are just creating an array adapter and we are trying to mix the array adapter with the array string array which we have created. After this, we will continue to use this array adapter. We will say myAdapter the object which we have created just now, myAdapter.setDropDownViewResource. Okay, and then Android dot r dot layout dot simple spinner dropdown item. So this one, the spinner can be used for the different purpose, as here we are using spinner as a dropdown. So that's why we'll mention it as a dropdown item. So let's move to the last lines. In the last line, we will connect the myAdapter with the spinner which we have created. That is spn dot setAdapter of myAdapter. Okay, so this is what the code we need to manage here. We need to write here. I'll post this code in the description box. You can get this code from the description and you can use it in your application. Let us check now, so whether the values which we have created in the string, so those items should appear. These items, that is the blue, red, green, and yellow, should appear in our output. Let us quickly go and check whether it's working or not. All right, so you can see my output here. I'll try to make this bigger. This is my output. Here, when I click on this drop down here, you can see the blue, red, yellow, and green options are appearing here. I can choose any of the value which I want. All right, so we achieved whatever we wanted. So we wanted to create a drop down which shows the different colors. You can also make it in the proper design. You can also add one text view here. You can say that select any color or select your favorite colors, and then you put this drop down here. And later you can also use a toast message to display the value selected here by using a button, or also you can use the text view display of the selected item from the drop down can also display in the text view or toast message, whichever you like. That's all. So we wanted to implement the drop down, which you are seeing here. So this is what the drop down implementation. So since we don't have a direct availability of a drop down in the palette, so that's what we have to do a small exercise here by writing the code as well as by creating a string array. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any questions, you can also write to me. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you.